Alright, and I think that the Smogon playbase has officially gone mad
What the hell were you thinking?
and trigger happy in some regard. Terrakion is banned from the never used tier. Why? Folks, there's only one set that I can think of in the never used tier that pushed Terrakion potentially over the edge, but there were ways and means to dance around it, in my opinion, especially with Terraslice being a thing in the tier. It's no secret that Terrakion with a choice band equipped was a powerhouse Pokemon, even down in the dumps of the never used tier. I personally never saw it used to great success. Folks, I'm just used to do a brief discussion as to why I think this has been a mistake for the never used tier to do. Outright banning Terrakion, another Pokemon that will never see the light of day in the real used tier, at least in consistent, serious fashion. I attempted to achieve the requirements to have a say so as to whether to save Terrakion, and I failed tremendously at that task. But it must be noted, folks, that unbelievably so, only 18 players qualified. Seriously? Pokemon $1 million franchise. Only 18 human beings managed to qualify for this. And out of those 18, only 16 voted. And out of those 16 that voted, the majority voted ban. It's insane. It is a statistic that boggles the mind. I'm shocked to recognize this mishap of sorts. But I guess, as always, majority rules. It just goes to show how unpopular the lower tiers of Smogon is. Only overuse counted would seem, which is a sad state indeed. I thought I'd just discuss a little brief stint as to why potentially the player base would have considered banning Terrakion. But before we do, folks, if you do enjoy competitive singles content, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, as we shall be doing a lot more of these. Friends, in the never used tier, Terrakion had the potential to be one of the top dogs in Generation 9. Maybe a brief revival of its OU Generation 5 insanity, but alas, it was short-lived at this point in time. Now it's going to languish in limbo in the never used borderline tier. Looking at the never used tier, I'll just highlight a few top Pokemon that Terrakion could have beaten down or at least done some type of work against. But it must be noted, folks, that the only type of Terrakion, like I said in the beginning, is choice band Terrakion. Without a choice band, you need to take a turn to set up, and a turn to set up is a turn for the opponent to decide what to do, at least a competent opponent. And I do not believe by any stretch of the imagination that 18 players are competent in this manner. I mean, I had my chance to qualify, but forgive me, I was busy, and life gets in the way, and there was a lot of madness and all that, but I never saw Terrakion. I never saw it. So what happened here? Who are these people? Who are these players that voted ban for this purpose? I recognize none of them, but clearly they know what they are talking about in some regard. Fine, we'll just go down the tiering rung. Raccoon, the previous OU Titan, is valid in the tier, but Terrakion has to go. Terrakion, the failure, has to go, but Raccoon, the successful OU Titan, has to remain. I can scarcely believe Articuno could Terraslize out of the weaknesses and blast it away with Freezing Glare or Hurricane. Altaria would die to a choice band, Raccoon Sash would die to Rock Blast, but the main opponent, I would say, is I've seen +2 Earthquake from Terrakion not KO Bellybolt, and the Bellybolt didn't even need to Terraslize. So what business do we have banning this Pokemon? I have video evidence this is the truth, and it was a jolly nature with max attack, max speed, not some trolling mediocre attack. And it's Earthquake, for crying out loud, 100 base power attack. It couldn't even take out the lowly Bellybolt. Maybe that just goes to show the power of, not the power of, but the potential of Bellybolt. But still, man, that is insanity, to say the least. Yeah, Brambleghast to close combat for Rellob. Bronzong would have gotten 2-hit KO'd by close combat on the switch in, but you're not switching into Terrakion hard versus Bronzong to go and beat it with choice band. You maybe to do some damage, yes, but come on. Chandelure is immune to close combat, 1-hit KO by Stone Edge. Cinccino is faster, gonna 1-hit KO Terrakion with Technician, Loaded Dice, Bullet Seed, but forget that, we can't switch in. Copperage, 1-hit KO. Decidueye, Stone Edge. Duraludon, close combat. Flamigo with its omnipresence of Choice Scarf. Okay, forget that I'm faster and I threaten to 1-hit KO Terrakion in return. It matters not. Terrakion needs to get banned. Flygon, Pokemon that can Dragon Dance that is common to be Choice Scarf. Stab, Earthquake. Nope, not broken. Terrakion has to go. Galvantula with a Sash, hope to hit the Rock Blast. Otherwise, waves go up and you are slower if your choice banned Terrakion. If some boots Terrakion will set up Speed Tie, hit them hard with a special attacking Thunder. Ligar threatens with Stab, Earthquake. Houndstone with a Fluffy ability, and Poltergeist don't play no games. Incineroar will Intimidate, but not switch indirectly, and not take Terrakion on 1v1. Infernape is a Speed Tie. Killer Wattrel would have Volt switched. Monkey Dory is omnipresent with a Choice Scarf. Overcoil would have intimidated, and if you close combat into an Overcoil or risk the Stone Edge miss, it's hitting you hard with its Stab, Poison attacks. Raikou is quicker and Scald burns you. Rhyperior doesn't die in 1 hit. Screamtail encores you if you want a Sword Stance. It's Scrafty Dragon Dances and bulks up twice or something and Terrasilize, and Drain punches all your HP out of the high heavens. Scyther is 1 Trailblaze away from dominating you. Slowbro Galarian, no ways. Psychic is a easy click for it to kill Terrakion. Sylveon's Hyper Voice, and it will never die to Stone Edge. I've shown you the power of Stone Edge missing versus Sylveon on video as well. I'll link that video in the description if you do not believe me. Tauros Paldea, Intimidate. Tentacruel resist close combat. And if it's Choice Banded, sure, lovely. I'll Surf or get a Hazard Up or Rapid Spin. Tornadus is quicker. Toxicroak resists. I'm not sure what the people were thinking. Vileplume is a complete counter in some regard. If Belly Ball can take it on, Vileplume will barely live the Stone Edge and drain the strength with the Strength Sap. So I'm not sure why we decided to ban Terrakion. Sword Stance was not broken by any stretch. Sword Stance with quick attack was not the answer or the solution. Was not the solution to the hyper offensive problem that this tier possesses. I am not certain. Basculegion as an offensive Pokemon, Barraskewda as an offensive Pokemon. Avalugg with Sturdy would just body press you and you got rid of the entirely banned Terrakion. 1-hit KO'd. Avalugg. Avalugg of all things. Oh my goodness. No. And many of these partner Pokemon would have been put on the same team. So for example, we could have Copperajah and Chandelure, or Bronzong and Chandelure on the same team. So you want to threaten my Bronzong with Stone Edge, with close combat. I make a mega prediction and go to Chandelure. If it's only the top dogs that are deciding why Terrakion is broken, I can promise you I can outclass those top dogs. Sometimes, one way or another, on the ladder or in tournament, with decent prediction. On a day-to-day basis, maybe not on a consistent basis, because NU is not it's not my home tier, but I can master any tier. I can promise you that. I'm thinking that the Never Used tier has made a complete mistake by choosing to allow Terrakion to languish in limbo. And to add insult to injury, friends, how the Never Used tier wants to ban Chandelure of all things. Are you insane? To each their own, I suppose. The only quote-unquote true Chandelure counter is Incineroar, but most Chandelures are forced to become Choice Scarf in this tier. Monkey Dory outspeeds and threatens heavy damage. If you're not Choice Scarf, a lot of things are going to outspeed and outclass you in some regard. I'm a very greedy player and I used to run my Chandelure with a modest nature and the Choice Scarf, and maybe Terra Ghost or Terra Grass. But no, folks. Chandelure being suspect tested now that Terrakion has officially received the ban hammer. Oh no, I do not believe the NU tier is a fun tier in any regard, it would seem. I think that the games that I have provided as well is an example as to why that is the case. It's a lot of random hyper offense, and you know, I was lazy. I won't deny that fact, to be honest. You know, I went on losing streaks because of nonsense, my own miscalculations, my own laziness to think about what the opponents could potentially possess on their teams. and not really, but a slight lack of understanding of the tier that led me to fail in this regard of having a say-so. Not that my say-so would have mattered, because I would have voted do not ban, and apparently I would have been one of 3 sorry suckers to vote do not ban, but it is neither here nor there. Folks, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, as we shall be doing a lot more of these. Let me know what you think about Terrakion being banned in the tier. This is a waste of a ban in my opinion. And now Chandelur's on the chopping block randomly? Oh, come on guys. Incineroar is omnipresent in the tier. Why are we banning Chandelure? Why are we threatening to ban Chandelure when Incineroar just counters every Pokemon in this tier? Unbelievable. And also, a choice cloth for Migo is faster than this nonsense, and is threatening to 1 KO this thing point blank. Power is not everything in Pokemon. It's not. Pokemon is a game played where you outwit your opponent, not just send in your overpowered Pokemon and hope to get the correct calls. That's not Pokemon. The Pokemon is only broken if in brain dead send in your threat and delete everybody in the tier, or you can threaten to do heavy damage and they cannot delete you in response. Chandelure does not qualify for any of those parameters in any regard. It's weak to attacks. It has clear counters in the tier. It only offers heavy damage and sometimes outspeeding the opponent, and your prediction game has to be on point for that purpose. No way. I'm not going to attempt to do the Chandelure suspect test on camera, but I just thought I'd let you know. And if you want to participate in the suspect test, I will link the information in the description as well. But yeah, folks, it's gone on long enough. Leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and until next time, we shall be U-turning out. Thanks for watching.